This connection that exists between you and this person didn't appear by chance, wasn't born out of nothing, and much less entered your life without a bigger motive. There is a purpose being formed behind all of this, even if at this moment there still exist doubts, silences, confusions, and feelings difficult to explain. And I want to tell you something with much affection right in the beginning of this message. Not every connection comes ready to be understood immediately. Some arrive first to the heart, later touch the soul, and only more late begin to make sense in the mind. If you are living this now, stay with me until the end, because what the angels want to show today can change the form as you see this story. The angels show me that you have felt a connection out of the common. It's as if, by more that you try to place everything in order inside you, there always exists something that pulls you back to this person. Sometimes it is an unexpected memory. Sometimes it is a longing that comes without warning. Sometimes it is only a silent sensation, difficult to explain, but impossible to ignore. And you know what I think when a message like this arrives? I think that there exist bonds that aren't born only of what was lived in the visible plane. There exist encounters that mess so much with us because they touch very deep places of the heart, places that not always we manage to name. Perhaps you have already asked yourself why this person entered your life of this way, messing so much with you, awakening feelings so intense, bringing approach and at the same time uncertainty. Perhaps you have thought that it would be easier if everything were clear, simple, direct. But the angels say that precisely that which today looks confused can be the path of a bigger understanding. Because not all connection arrives to offer immediate answer. Some arrive to awaken, to show, to break patterns, to teach the heart to recognize what before it ignored. And I know that hearing this not always is easy, principally when there exists waiting, principally when there exists silence from the other side, principally when you feel so much, but don't see the same clarity in the attitudes of this person. Only the angels want to calm your heart now. This connection is not lost in the emptiness. There are movements happening. There is comprehension being formed. There are emotions maturing. There are truths coming to light. Still, that all this happens in a time that your eyes perhaps still don't manage to accompany. Before continuing this message, write in the comments this mantra: I trust in what God is revealing to my heart. Write it with faith, because when you write, your heart aligns with hope and your soul strengthens before what still is being prepared. Now continue with me, because there is something important that you need to understand about this connection. The angels show that this person also feels this connection, even if not always demonstrates it. There exists an internal movement happening inside her. There are thoughts that she tries to pull away, memories that arise without asking permission, comparisons that she makes in silence, questions that she avoids answering for herself. Their heart already perceived that there exists something strong here, but the mind still tries to measure, control, doubt, postpone. And it is exactly for that reason that the purpose of this connection still is being understood. In my vision, one of the most difficult things in bonds like this is accepting that understanding doesn't come all at once. We want quick certainty, want definition, want to know if it is going to happen, if it is going to return, if it is going to open up, if it is going to fight, if it is going to stay. But the angels say that this is not a shallow connection. And when the connection is not shallow, the process also is not simple. It's like if God were permitting that everything were revealed in layers, because if everything came at one time, perhaps neither you nor this person were ready to sustain what this signifies. Have you already perceived how certain people enter our life and pass, but others stay even when they are far? Others leave a mark even when they try to pull away. Others continue present even in silence. This happens because there are encounters that have a function of transformation, and this connection has exactly that. It came to touch wounds, awaken truths, open eyes, and show feelings that before were hidden even from yourselves. The angels show that this person is being led to comprehend the value of your presence in a different way. Perhaps in the beginning she didn't perceive. Perhaps she thought that she would manage to follow without looking back. Perhaps she treated what exists between you with less depth than she should. But time has a very strong way of revealing what before someone tried to diminish. And what is happening now is precisely that. Time is showing for this person that what was lived with you doesn't encode in any place, doesn't repeat with any presence, and doesn't erase with ease. Take a deep breath for an instant. Place your hand on your heart and feel this message. Because I know that sometimes whomever is hearing something like this is tired, is sensitive, is trying to look strong from outside, while inside only wanted a clear answer. And if this is your case, I want you to feel that you are not alone now. This message arrived to bring comfort, but also to open your eyes. Not everything that delays is going wrong. In many cases, it is only being prepared with more depth. The angels want that you observe one thing. This connection didn't come only to speak about love between two people, it also came to speak about you, about what you accept, what you perceive, what you deserve, what you need to heal, what you need to strengthen inside you. Because many times, an important connection doesn't arrive only to unite, but also to rebuild. And perhaps one of the parts of this purpose is exactly to teach you to recognize your own light, even in the days when the other looks distant. Now I want to ask you for a simple gesture, but full of faith. Write in the comments 777 as a sign of spiritual openness and alignment with what the angels are revealing today. And if this message is speaking very strong with your heart, you also can support this channel through the donations QR code that appears in the video or by the donation link that is in the description and in the pinned comment. This support helps this word to continue reaching whomever needs comfort, direction, and hope. When you extend the hand with love, this light reaches more lives, and there is something even stronger happening. The angels show that this person is entering into a phase in which she already is not going to manage to feign for much time, that this connection doesn't mess with her. There is a limit for silence when the heart begins to speak too loud. There is a limit for escape when longing, comparison, and memory begin to occupy too much space. What before looked controllable is getting difficult to hide. And I am not saying this to create illusion. I'm telling you because the angels show clearly a movement of internal confrontation in this person. She has tried to understand what she feels, has tried to give a name to what happens inside her when she thinks of you, has tried to find logical explanations for something that, in truth, touches a much more sensitive plane. And perhaps this is the main point of the message of today. Not everything that is true manages to be understood immediately. Sometimes the soul recognizes before the mind accepts. Sometimes the heart perceives before courage appears. Sometimes the connection already exists with strength, but the purpose of it only begins to be comprehended when life pressures, when absence weighs, when comparison hurts, when silence already doesn't offer more peace. The angels also show that you need to have care not to transform this connection into an emotional prison. And I am going to speak this to you with much affection, because this type of message needs to bring truth along with comfort. Feeling a strong connection doesn't signify abandoning oneself. Loving deeply doesn't signify forgetting about oneself. Waiting for a bigger comprehension doesn't signify paralyzing one's own life. This connection can have a purpose, yes, but you continue being someone precious, worthy of care, respect, and peace. The purpose never will be to diminish you. The purpose never will be to break you. The purpose always is going to get you closer to truth. For that, the angels ask that you don't feed thoughts of devaluation. Don't think that this connection exists because you need to prove something to be chosen. Don't think that you need to suffer in silence to deserve the realization of this story. Don't think that true love needs to wound without stopping to be real. What is being comprehended here is not a lesson of humiliation. It's a lesson of depth, discernment, amadurecimiento, and faith. If you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and stay with us. Here always exists a word of faith for the days when the heart needs to breathe, understand, and strengthen itself. And tell me also in the comments if you have already felt a connection that looked bigger than words managed to explain. I like to remind that when we share with sincerity, pain gets less heavy and hope finds space to flourish. The angels show that this person has revisited memories of you in a very different way now. Things that before looked small passed to have weight. Details that before passed unnoticed now return with strength. The way you spoke, the form as you comforted, the presence that you transmitted, the impact that you caused, all this is being reviewed inside her. And what before she perhaps didn't know to recognize now begins to stand out. This happens because certain comprehensions only arrive when absence makes comparison with all the rest. And there is something very important here. This connection is not being comprehended only in the field of feeling, but also in the field of awareness. This person begins to perceive not only that she misses you, but that the bond with you carries truth. Begins to perceive that what existed there wasn't superficial, wasn't just anything, wasn't simply a phase. And when someone begins to understand this, two things can happen. Or the person continues running away, or she passes to have courage to face what she feels. The angels show that this decision is maturing. Now I want to invite you for a moment of liberation. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you would like to forgive. Visualize each of them. Send love and say, I forgive you and I release you. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness this brings. Because many times the comprehension of a connection only advances when the old weight begins to exit the heart. The angels also show me that part of this purpose involves interior healing. Not only healing of the relationship, but healing of the form as you feel, expect, and position yourself before love. Perhaps this connection has come to teach you not to accept emotional crumbs. Perhaps it came to teach you that intuition is not madness. Perhaps it came to show you that your sensitivity is a strength and not a weakness. Perhaps it came to make you perceive that you manage to love with depth, but that you also need to be corresponded with clarity. And I'm going to tell you a thing that I feel very strong. You are not wrong for having felt so much. In times in which so much people runs away from feeling, whomever feels truly ends up thinking that they exaggerated. Only the angels want to take this weight from your heart. What you feel has value. What you perceive deserves respect. What your soul captured in this connection must not be ridiculed. The important thing now is permitting that faith walk along with discernment so that you don't lose yourself inside the expectation. There is a future being prepared starting from this comprehension. I am not speaking of fantasy. I am speaking of interior movement. When a connection begins to be really comprehended, decisions change, priorities change, silences lose strength, fears begin to be confronted. The person leaves of looking only to the comfort of their own pride and begins to see the weight of what they can lose. The angels show that this perception is forming, and this can alter a lot of things from here forward. The angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 8. Write in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 8, and I receive this message with faith. The number 8 speaks of strength, reconstruction, maturation, and of something that sustains itself with more firmness after passing through important tests. And perhaps it is exactly that which this connection is crossing now, a time of understanding that prepares a more true base. If you are listening to this at night, in silence, with the heart full of questions, I want you to take a breath And don't rush to conclude that everything terminated only because it still didn't happen of the way you imagined. The angels show that there are processes in course. They show that there is comprehension being formed. They show that there are feelings that already cannot be denied with ease. And they show principally that you need to continue in peace to recognize with clarity what God is going to permit to happen from here in Diante. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message today. And if you can, leave also in the comments a prayer for your guardian angel. There exists something very beautiful when several people unite in prayer in the same space. I really believe that this strengthens the heart of whomever arrives here, seeking an answer, a comfort, or simply a bit of peace. The angels want to close this message, reminding you of something essential. The purpose of this connection is not only in the encounter between 2 stories, but in what this encounter awakened inside you. There are lessons, there is healing, there is maturation, there is truth coming to light. And if this connection is really part of something bigger, nothing of what is true will stay lost. What is of God finds a path. What is real strengthens in truth. What has purpose doesn't need to be forced the whole time, but recognized with wisdom. So don't enter into desperation for still not understanding everything. Don't try to tear an answer from time before the hour. Don't diminish yourself because of the silence of today. Continue taking care of your peace. Continue hearing your intuition. Continue opening space for faith, because the angels show that that which today looks undefined still is being worked in depth, and a lot of things can change when comprehension finally touches the right heart. If this message spoke with you, write in the comments. If this connection has a purpose, God is going to bring clarity in the right time. Share your experience, like this video, and subscribe to the channel for more messages like this. Thank you for being here with me. May God bless your life, strengthen your heart, and give you peace to expect only what comes with truth. Until the next video.